Let's move on now and create individual pages for each of our agents that we can link to from this main agents page. So let's close this by clicking on the arrow, and let's save the page just to make sure we have everything we've done preserved. And now we're going to create a new page again from a master page. And again, we'll browse to find our main master page. And you should be getting in the habit of this by now. The first thing you're going to always have to do is select that main area, click on Create Custom Content so that you can actually add content to this area, and save the page. Now I have a page called Agents. Now I'm going to create a page called Each Agent. I'm using this naming convention to help myself distinguish between the page that has all of the agents displayed and the page that's used to generate the displays for each individual agent. If we choose Save, now we're ready to bring in our data source. So let's scroll back down to Data. Again, we're working with SQL data, and we want to configure the data source each time to get the specific data that we want for that page. Again, we're using our already established connection string 1. And again, let's select that Agents with Full Name view, and let's select all of the columns. But this time, I want to create a where statement. So we're going to click on this where button. And follow along with me here. If this doesn't make sense right away, again, I think it's something that after you've done it will start to get clearer. So from column, I want you to choose ID. What we're doing is establishing the connection to this page with a constraint, or as Expression Web calls it here, a where clause. And we want to specify that to the ID field because we want to use a unique identifier. Later, we'll use this constraint to create links that go to the right page for the right agent. Once you choose ID, the equal sign should show up automatically under Operator, and that's what you want in that field. Under Source, we're going to choose Query String. And now you're going to enter a name for your query string. Now you can call it anything you want as long as you don't use spaces or special characters, but you can use underscores. I'm creating a constraint here that helps me identify which agent to link to, so I'm going to call it which_agent. In the default value, we want to use the IDs. And here's an advanced tip. I know that the IDs for all of my agents start with number 1. The first agent is ID 1, the second ID 2. It's a very simple numbering sequence for my IDs. What I want to put here as the default value is some number that I know is not being used by any of my IDs. And I want to do that so that if a visitor gets to a page by accident or tries to visit a page that has no corresponding ID, they'll get a message like, "Sorry, we couldn't find that cute agent you were looking for," instead of just getting lost. So if I want to enter something here that I know is not being used as an ID anywhere in my database, a safe option is -1. And unless you use negative numbers in your IDs, this is probably a good choice for you as well. So again, that's an advanced tip, but as you'll see in a moment, it'll help us take care of the fact that some people get lost even when you try your darndest to organize the data for them. Once you've got all of these fields filled in, you want to click on the Add button to automatically generate this SQL expression and value. Now you can click OK. When you get back to this page, you want to click the Next button. And now you have the option to test your query again. This time we should only get one agent, but if we click Test Query, we'll actually get that -1 value, that default we set that doesn't actually exist. So if we want to see how this is working, we can just remove that minus sign, leave it at 1, and for the purposes of this test, we'll see ID number 1 displayed. I'll do that again with number 2, each ID corresponding to one of my agents. Okay, let's keep putting this into practice, and again, I think it'll make more sense as we go along, and we'll do something similar for our listings later, so you'll get a second chance to really understand this. Now I want to close this menu, and I'm ready to bring in a form control to display my data.